Truth Serum Nation. Are we on? Are we on? Truth Serum Nation. This just in. Go get yourself emergency broadcast. Emergency broadcast, folks. Kind of late, but I know I'm not going to get any live viewers right now, but emergency broadcast. I just watched the presidential debate. Folks, I don't know what I just witnessed. I'm in shock. I'm in fear of the way they've been hiding Joe, and we've only been seeing bits and pieces of edited videos of him throughout his presidency, and this is the reason why they've been hiding him, and he just comes out of these holes. But the Democrats are stuck because they cannot change the candidate. They can't change the candidate. I got to state this first and foremost about CNN fake news. They did a very fair job. CNN did a fair job. And they've been so biased for so long. I think their editors might have said, you know what? How crazy can we keep looking? How the Americans can see with their own eyes and analyze certain facts or untruths. This mic's just a prop, just like Joe Biden's presidency. And CNN must have said, the gig is up. The gig is up. Jake Tapper, of all people, he was very fair. And the analysis after, I was going to turn it to Fox, but I says, you know what? Let me see how CNN does the after debate, post debate analysis. They were bashing him. They had the Republican governor interviewing on CNN after the debate. Wow. Those powers to be told these reporters, you just can't keep sweeping garbage under the rug anymore. People see, I know I've spoke about the dumbing down of America and all this and that, but I mean, how far can you go? I mean, I tell you, I got swampland for sale and everything like that, but holy cow. What do we got in here? Steven, Mike, thanks for joining. New York Jets. Mingya, how can they roll Biden out there in that condition? You know what? For as angry as I've been in this presidency, as just a human, I kind of felt sorry for him. I didn't know I had it in me because I try to be a Christian. I try to be a Christian, and at the end of the day, maybe he's a senior citizen that's suffering from some conditions, but then again, I have a view that he's just tanking our country. So, I'm bipolar on that, but so they can't get another candidate in time. They were already trying, but however it is, there's 130 days to the election. They know it's over. They just know it's over. Steven, I'm a producer for a cable network, and yes, CNN did a pretty good job. Mute mics after one speaks, etc. And you notice something different about Trump in this debate? Biden is just Biden. He maintained his composure because it's a done deal. Trump just did there. He gave his little smirks and looks and things like that. But, he kept it together. It was just like, and then it was a silly part of the debate when they were talking about the golf handicap. And then Biden said, well, I'm an 8 handicap. And Trump just went, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then Biden went, I'm a 6 handicap. Biden took the bait and he didn't even know what his handicap was, but it was lower. I was like, I mean, geez, you know, humanistically speaking, and then patriotically speaking, the guy's tanking our country. Maybe people have mixed views about, and then when it came to inflation, 1.2%. Where is it? Oh, they're going to do fact checking tomorrow. And they were saying, well, if Trump was saying stuff about fact checking and this and that the day after, they might do fact checking. What's fact checking going to look like for Joe Biden? He hardly could formulate a sentence without. It was sad. You see these world leaders. Our national security is, we could see these debates and everything like that, but we're vulnerable. Our national security is, wow. Where was Kamala Harris? Where's she been for the last 4 years? She don't want to hitch her wagon. Not that her wagon is anything good. She doesn't want to hitch her wagon to her boy Joe. Yeah, they're running like rats off a sinking ship. They're fleeing. CNN post debate was interviewing Republican candidates. Am I in some type of alternate universe, ladies and gentlemen? What happened? They've been prepping Joe for 3 weeks. Donald Trump doesn't have to prep for the debate. He was the former president. He knows these issues always currently in his mind. Ask him this, he can elaborate on this. Ask him this, he can elaborate eloquently on anything. He's right here in the here and now. They got to prop this other guy up there and rehearse him. They got to rehearse him to just be in a twirly whirl. I never thought. I mean, as a senior citizen, I try to be a Christian, and to see him crumble like that. And then he's accusing Trump of these types of things when you look at his track record with him and his boy. They didn't want to do the fact check. Okay, folks, we got a real big show. Thank you, folks, for joining me. You know why they didn't want to do fact checking? CNN, I got to give it up to them. They did a great job. Imagine that. But to not institute fact checking afterwards, they already foreseen it was going to be a disaster. Okay, folks, it was safe to say that if you had to guess on how this debate would go, you would know that it would have to be a disaster. So the producers, they could already, that's already a given. So with that being said, they didn't want to put that fact check on there, in real time, because it would probably show it's worse, because Biden wasn't even defending. I don't even know what you want to call it. Trump was saying this and that, and then he's going, no. And then he went, and then he's like, and then what about at 13 minutes in, he got hemmed up. He just started speaking, and then he went, Medicaid reform. What? Yeah, and then with the 3%, but then inflation was inflation. We had it down to 1.1, and then and the House had 42, and then the 15 Medicaid reform. Forgive me, Jesus. Forgive me, Jesus. Forgive me, Jesus. Really? There's our leader of the United States of America. They will have to concede in the next election. They don't have time to introduce it. It's a mess. It's a mess. I don't care to be a Democrat. I don't care to be a Republican. I'm just down on facts in real time. What's going on here? What's undebatable things? You know, there was a debate tonight, but there are things that are just undebatable. They're hardcore facts. That's why Biden, on his best day, couldn't defend it. And on his worst day, he couldn't defend it. Because it's just irrefutable. Like in a court of law, they're just irrefutable facts. Holy cow. So while he's trying to play some jury rig on this and that, well, he number one, the poor guy is suffering from whatever he's suffering from. Now he's got to integrate some kind of bullshit lie into it. So now he's really got too much juggling. He's trying to integrate bull crap into this, and he's not being very strong cognitive speaking. And it's like good evening, folks. Mr. Anderson, Mr. Ross, thank you for coming in. Stephen, Mr. Jets. You know, and Mike, I don't understand. You know, what now? Inflation. Everybody that's watching this debate has been to the gas station and they've been to the grocery store 9 million times. Now, you see, when I've said in prior videos, I don't try to do too much political stuff because you could probably guess why, but you see how I talk about like the dumbing down of America and how they just try to get these curveballs in and it's all sleight of hand and all this and that. Well, newsflash, people are on boots on the ground in real time, buying groceries. You can't spin that, Joe. You can't spin that. You can't spin when somebody looks in their wallet and there's nothing there. You can't spin when somebody's credit card is maxed out because of all this inflation. And he's claiming Trump. He carried it over from Trump. Well, with that being said, you didn't clean it up in 3 years. It was 1.5%. It was the lowest it was in 52 years. So you can speak out of your ass and just hope that the America is just stupefied, or people that are just real people and not mannequins that are living their lives and realizing these truths that are what their household looks like, what their job looks like. The post debate. Now, CNN did a great job. I never thought I'd be uttering that. CNN did a great job. Another shocker, post-debate, they were interviewing Republican candidates. They're smart enough to know the party's over. They're smart enough the party's over. What was CNN going to do? The usual? Yeah, Joe did great. Yeah, man, you know, it was probably a tie. Yeah, what do you think, Jake? Yeah, it was probably a tie. They couldn't even spin that. How, you know, they got to realize that sooner or later, the people will wake up and see. This guy's been hiding. He's been embarrassing us with all these world leaders. They didn't do the fact check in real time because it would have looked worse. And then he would have been able to react or respond to it coherently. They spared him for that. CNN did spare him from that. They foresaw this, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Thank you, Mr. Ross. Thank you, Mr. Jets. It's the truth serum. I like to have a little fun here once in a while. And, it's hard. I don't want to flirt around too much, social media with politics and stuff like that because I, right, that, I got, but I was debating myself. I was debating myself to say, well, should I do something? It's 11 o'clock, blah, 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 this or that, uh, I just can't get it. Oh, let's see. We got a Biden in here. You aren't waking up and seeing anything if you vote for the orange clown. We got one, folks. We got one on the line. Reel him in. Joe Rufino, how you doing? Yeah, we got it. We got a Biden guy in here. Well, good evening. Good evening. Yep. How's that gas bill looking, beastly burden? How's that food bill looking? How's that inflation looking on you? Can you take them kids to the amusement park this year, Mr. Burden? You're a burden, all right. You see how, people, that's fair. He's got a right. It's the orange clown. See, now he's not, you get a guy like this guy, beastly burden, that can't say anything constructively or stand on something that could be, factual or some kind of Scooby snack or tidbit about facts about our country. No. Oh, he's an orange clown. He's an orange clown. That's what you got on that side. They can't stand because they just watched it. Mr. Burden, did you just watch your candidate get flushed down the toilet? That's what you get. Do you have any cognitive, eloquent saying that you could follow that up? Oh, I just hate Donald Trump, the orange clown. Yeah. Well, what do you call you just watched tonight with Joe? What do you call that? Yeah. You can't minimize it, bro. You just can't minimize it. Thank you for joining. The world has experienced high inflation. The world, we live in American. You can't minimize. You see in psychology, and you have therapy, and you have clients, and they're minimizers. Well, don't worry about it, Joe, because he only killed 4, not 9. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. The world has experienced higher inflation. I don't care about the world. I live in America. The world. What do you mean the world? I go to Walmart and shop. Everything's 4 times the prices. Well, I don't care what's going on over there. The world now. See, they're trying to dilute everything. Everybody has a right to their opinion, but they just saw the ship sink, and now there's just walk off. Just walk away. The best thing to do is walk away. When you're defeated, walk away. There's an abundance of evidence and factual stuff that just can't be disputed, Thanks for joining, Beastly Burden. Well, I say one thing. At least some people do comment. They have a right, and I don't block, and they have a right because it's a open forum. And I don't mean to be harsh. Sometimes I get a little crazy over here, but if you subscribe and send me a Cash App, I'll keep you on here. Otherwise, I'm getting you the hell out of here. So you got about 3 minutes. I learned that from Sleepy Joe. You got 3 minutes, or you're out of here. Just like you can't pollute it. You can't pollute it, bro. We've been seeing this. Where's he been? When Trump was president, he was doing a news conference every other day. Things were happening. He was addressing them in real time, like a true leader should. Did you see that, Burden? Where's your president been for the last 3.5 years? Where's he been? hiding all over, not addressing anything, sleight of hand, trying to get support from the news. But guess what? He don't even have CNN anymore. He does not have CNN anymore in his corner because CNN has woke up and says we didn't have much integrity left anyways. How much can we back Biden now? We're losing our market share anyways because there are other news networks that have been gaining market segment share. And CNN was aware of this. And I saw Jake Tapper. I said, oh no. Jake Tapper did a great job. Those producers said, no, we got to look respectable. We have to look respectable here because their ship is sinking because they've had it tied to the Democrats. Well, Mr. Burden, if Trump was playing golf half the time, wow, the other half of the time, he was getting things done that no presidents were getting done. So kudos to him even more. It only took him half the time to get our country straightened out. Wow. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Wow, he did that half the time? It's a shame. Superplex won. Biden was losing America. Hedge money with mistakes there. I mean, it's silly. There's no argument. There's just no argument. They started off with a balloon. Oh, the New York Jets. Holy cow. Thank you, man. Thank you. I owe you, man. I didn't mean to put it like that, Mr. New York Jets. Thank you for jumping on tonight. The True Serum Nation is a Start Gear Force on YouTube. At the end of the day, it's about policy. And the bottom line is Trump policy works on every level. Yeah. See, the people can see. Thank you, Wiretap. Thank you, Wiretap. I'm the Truth Serum. I tell stories about the mob, all this and that. But I'm gonna jump into political analysis. Look at the jacket. Look at that. Look at the shirt's a little weak, but guess what? I'm wearing gym shorts. Please forgive me, folks. We're gonna have a real big show. Thank you for jumping in. We could talk about some things. Thank you, Wiretap. I've had a few of my phones tapped. Few wiretaps here or there, but thank you. I appreciate that. God bless everybody that comes in here. I accepted that Biden was president. So I'm from a military family. Going way back, folks. Military family. So as a patriotic, I was kind of peed off about things went. But why shouldn't we as citizens want Biden to have a good performance as patriots, as Americans, to not politicize things and just root for this leader to do good? That was gone after 30 days of his presidency. You try to, okay, I'll be patriotic and don't get politicized. I don't care if it's a Democrat or Republican. I just want a strong leader. I don't care. What's that mean, a Democrat, Republican? I want to know what's going on in our country. Thank you. Wiretap. Man, I never got super chats in a long time. I'm not an old retired gangster, folks. I don't have a lot of money. I don't mean to play, I don't mean to play the Boohoo Sonata from Ave Maria. I'm broke Sonata. Back to the show, Joe. Thank you. God bless you, folks, for helping me out. Food costs a lot, and I'm on a limited budget, so I gotta. But let's get back to the show. I just appreciate that. Okay, I really do, man. And if I tell you, if I ever come into anything, I won't forget you guys. So I got some stories off topic. A guy put in the comments, Oh, you keep saying you're going to do when I do a show, a mob story, I'll say, oh, that reminds me of another story. And then we could do that. So sometimes it feeds on itself. I don't want to put down the people that watch or anything like that. But how many effing diapers do I have to change? Look, I've had this channel for 2 years. I've done 500 videos. I didn't have a super chat or a cash app to 400 videos. I'm the hardest working YouTuber out there because I enjoy my community. That's all. That's all. I'll never forget Trump sucking to the Putin. Now you're going to, dude, if you're going to make statements, make informed statements, Beastly Burden, okay? Make informed statements or you're going to get thrown out of here. I've given you a chance to make some legitimate statements. You want to talk about Putin and China and Korea? You're gonna go there. You see how people just throw shit on the wall, see if it sticks? Come on, Beastly Burden. I gave you an extra 5 minutes on here. This is a democracy channel. I'll never forget Trump suck. What are you talking about? What are you talking? Biden fell asleep at the summit. He fell asleep at the summit. What are you talking about? Wow. You'll never forget it. Why? Because you're a Sleepy Joe supporter? I mean, geez. Holy cow. The last I saw when Trump was there, he was hugging him and they switched the trade because Trump bailed out of the summit or whatever like that because they didn't want to pay their fair share. He's like, oh, the Paris Accords and all that. Yes, good. This wiretap, he's on. Yeah, thank you. I need help over here. Well, they wanted him to put in $400 billion and don't pay their share. So they get Joe over there. Yeah. Foot the bill. So you're on your own, NATO and all that. You're on your own. You can't hold that. You can't hold that over like, oh, well, we want to keep that area. Trump said there's an ocean divided us. Handle your business. Handle your business. You're going to try to strong arm, like the mafia. You're going to try to strong arm and say, you can't strong arm Trump. Just like all those, just like the trade, all those trade deals. No. He told Mexico, he told China, he told everybody, that's a wrap. Oh, so what's Biden say? Oh, you put tariffs on everything. Yeah, you want to send your goods in here and everything. It stimulated the economy. It evened up the trade deficit overnight. What's this clown talking about? They're so hypnotic and they believe their bull crap after a while. And Joe, I have to get up early for work. My brother, catch up with you. So thank you for your support, Mr. New York Jets. And I got the Jets, the New York Jets 15. I got the future bets. I'm going to put in future bets for the futures of the NFL because I'm looking for the Jets to go a long way. They have the best defense, and all they need to score is 17 points a game. So thank you, Mr. New York Jets. Back to the show, Irv. Where were we? This is so crazy. I don't even know where we were. This is a prop mic, folk. That's all. Eddie Love your show. You're a funny guy. Thank you, Eddie Love. Eddie Love spreading the love. Trump puts. I'll read your thing, Burden, but you're gonna have to say something constructive somewhere on Canadian steel increased price for Americans and Canadians. I can't even go there, bro. Certain buzzwords set them off like Pavlov's dogs. Yeah. Superlex. Yeah. Well, Pavlov's dog, they would salivate. You know, you could make a sound, like a sound or a word, like with our theorists, our psychological, our theorists of Skinner, Piaget, Pavlov, Freud, and everything. They give these Democrats these buzzwords, and they're like Pavlov's dog. They're salivating. We'll win. We'll win. Yeah, yeah. We'll win. Wow. Woo! Wiretap. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men, and weak men create hard time. Well, we got a philosopher in here, ladies and gentlemen. Socrates. Thank you, Wiretap. I like this stuff. I like this stuff, folks. I had to get up and talk. I mean, this was it's a watershed. I don't know if it's watershed or anything. Beastly burden. You're gonna have to say something. Now, listen. A real capitalist. Where do you work at? E.F. Hutton doesn't believe in any tariffs. What are you? We were getting raped over the coals with our trade deals, bro. See, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, these are easy facts. You get these people that I give them a right to speak their mind in here, that just blottoed out. Are you taking 4-way window pane LSD, bro? I mean, come on. Wow. What are you on? A real capitalist doesn't believe in economics. You can't even make blanket stay. I got degrees in economics. You can't make, because it's an ebb and flow. It's not stagnant. So how would you say a real capitalist doesn't believe in any tariffs? What are you? I'm a thinker. That's what I am, a thinker. You're a guy that throws shit up on the wall. You try to sound like you're saying something smart, which anybody with any kind of ninth grade economy, anybody that passed ninth grade economics, a real capitalist doesn't believe in any tariffs. Really? Send in everything but the kitchen sink and let them cause us American jobs. Let our manufacturing go down. Open up to all that. It doesn't even merit a response. It doesn't even merit. Steve Abner, how you doing? Our founder fathers used tariffs. Yeah, you have to balance things off. Like barter. Yeah, we can do this. We could do that. What did he do with Mexico? That they were sending all this, blah 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 blah, and they're saturating our country with foreign goods. And what about our factories? What about our workers that are going to get laid off? No, make it competitive. Make it competitive. That's equal market forces. Steve Abner. Tariffs protect the American. You're right. Well, because maybe, Mr. Beastly Burden, maybe some of these politics are cutting backdoor deals with these foreign leaders, and they're throwing the Americans under the bus. You're not getting no curveballs by here. I might have a little brain damage, but this is 10th grade. This is 10th grade. And all my degrees were 4.0. Not that, I didn't utilize them to be wealthy today, because I wasted time and I went off the road. But I'm back. So, and I'm proud to be back. But this is easy stuff. This is easy stuff. What's the trade deficit, Mr. Burden? You got all the numbers. What's our trade deficit right now, and climbing as we speak? Huh? Biden come in and changed them overnight. Because he's been in bed with these countries for 50 years. Mm, yeah. I don't care if it was voting for a convicted criminal doesn't sound very smart. LOL. You're gone, bro. Bye bye. I gave you a shot. I gave you a shot. I gave you a shot. I gave you a shot, man. Nah, I'll leave you in here. I'll leave you in here. I'll leave you in here. Nah, I won't. What else we got in here? I left you in here, bro, because I'm a Christian. And I'm not going to take your freedom of speech away. All right. We tariffed China last week. Yeah. Well, the national debt. I mean, economically speaking, the economic indicators. Well, we could get real cerebral on things and stuff, and we could debate whatever we want to debate and everything else. There's political pundits that have all the knowledge on all this stuff, and they can ping pong it back and forth. But listen, I might not be the smartest tool in the toolbox, but welcome from Denmark. But I don't care about Democrat or Republican, but all I know is that I've been eating macaroni and cheese because my budget is dead and I can't make my resources last. Food is up. The cost of living is up. Forget about your tariffs. I'm talking about what's in my refrigerator, bro. And that's what America is wanting to know now, too. Their portfolios are sketched out. Their credit cards are sketched. You know what credit card debt is now? You know what credit card debt is? Let's just get to savings. What Americans had in savings, it's gone. What do you do after savings? Credit cards, that's gone. We're on fumes. We're on fumes. You could play political football and throw around these things that are just useless. I'm talking about here and now. What about the oil we had? We didn't have to be energy dependent. Don't you guys go to the gas station every week? Burden, don't you go to the gas station every week? Don't you go to the grocery store every week? Wow. Superplex, highest credit card in history because people are putting groceries. Yes, because why? Because their savings are gone. You exhaust. Well, I got some money saved up here. I got some money in the bank. Well, my IRA. You know what happened to the IRAs? Sustainable capital. Well, we're not going to get into freaking economic. Just auxiliary resources people build up through the years. They're gone. They're gone. This isn't debatable stuff. This is facts. I mean, the worst it's ever been in the history of America. In the history of America. I'm just talking about boots on the ground, energy costs, gas costs, and food. How does a guy screw that up in 3.5 years? These prices should have never rose like that. He gets up there and says it's 1.1%. Milk is up 50% in that quarter, probably 100%. Bread, staple goods. I can't even afford a pot roast anymore because it was $12. Now it's $29. Just regular living. Forget about political terms and we could try to talk educated on things. No, layman's terms. That's relatable to all educated, all people. Very simple, simplistic terms, because whether you're a Harvard scholar or a anybody else that you can relate to that. Everybody's eating food and everybody's putting gas in their cars and everybody knows what's going on at the border and everybody knows what's going on with the wars. What are you debating? Right. Superplex. Yeah. All forms of energy are being, I mean, I would like to give a counterpoint. I would like to give a counterpoint, but I ain't got nothing. Even Beastly Burden trying to give me a counterpoint, but it was ridiculous, bro. This is what he says. America isn't immune from what goes on around the world. We're talking about policies here in America. Come on, bro. You're taking a stand in A count. you're taking a stand in A count, bro. Come on, I'm giving you a shot. Wow. Man. Thanks for joining, though. Rolling Stones. What was the song? I'll never be your beastly burden. I don't want to be that beastly burden. Put my mind in a trap. Hypnotized. When you go to the grocery store and when you go to the gas, and if you have children that you got to put clothes on and feed and pay utility bills and everything else, how are you going to feel, Mr. Burden? Remember my voice. Yeah. You know, when you put that gas cap back on your car, and you take off, remember my voice. How's that $59 look at you when it was 33 years ago? How's that going to grab you, Mr. Burden? Forget about everything else. This is boots on the ground. This is the truth serum. How you going to feel? You got children? School clothes went up about 300%. Yeah, go ahead. You want to go to the amusement park out of state? Well, you're going to have to finance the gas for that. So I hope you still got some credit cards left. Thank you, Paul Demery. I appreciate you coming in here. It's a late night blast. Thank you for joining me, my good people. God is good every day. Your spiritual leader is good every day. Be great. Be the king and queens of your world, This is political stuff and everything, but we have real lives and stuff, and I want everybody to rise up. Rise up in our thinking and our happiness and our mental health and things like that. This is a one-stop shop here, folks. My channel's doing all right. I like talking to you folks. I'm glad you come in, Beastly Burden, but damn, give me something. Give me a counterpoint. Give me a counterpoint that you can stand on, bro. Give me something here. I could come up with one for you. But I won't. I don't even think I could come up with a counterpoint, actually. There ain't any counterpoints. This is just a complete flush the United States down the toilet. CNN had Republican candidates on post-debate. They even know when the party's over. I never thought I would see that. And the moderators, Jake Tapper and the other lady, I never thought I'd say they did a great job. They were coming at Joe Biden. Well, they came at Donald Trump, but he just was great. But when they came at, they didn't lay off with Joe Biden. Whew. I felt sorry for Joe a couple of the times. He just speaking gibberish. And I was surprised that the moderators were giving some more to him. And they even had Republicans on in the post-debate show. Times are truly a-changing. When America, the great country of America, and at the end of the day, when you could tank it for 3.5 years, sooner or later, everybody rises up to what they really want as our country, on all different issues, on all many different issues. Even even the media, even the media that was the biggest Trump haters on planet Earth. It took 3.5 years for them to say, geez, things weren't that bad under Trump after all. And now look what Sleepy Joe's done. Yeah. See what 3.5 years can do to a network? They wanted to have some legitimacy because Mayberry, RFD, and the Three Stooges were beating them in ratings. They were being beaten ratings by just the Three Stooges was beating CNN in the ratings. Mayberry with Andy Griffith's show was beating CNN in the ratings. Yeah. So they had to change their editorial because they're going to look like Biden. I mean, how are you going to hitch your wagon to them? You've been hitching your wagon to the Democrat. How are you going to hitch your wagon to them? Even as biased as you've been, you can't hitch your wagon. You can't cling on to that. How are you going to cling on to that? I'm 60 years old. That's the biggest blunder of a debate that I've ever seen since I'm 10 years old. Because our country has never been tanked as bad as that since I've been living. Sell our country out on every level. Listen, if you have a jury trial, you got an abundance of evidence here, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You got crickets. There's nothing. The best thing they could do is shut up. Because everything that's coming out of the mouth, you can't stand on it. They didn't have fact check on there because they would have found out the facts were worse than the reality was worse than Trump was saying. So why was that eliminated? Because they forecasted ahead of time and said, you know what? This is probably going to be a disaster. When's Biden up there doing speeches for America, addressing this and that? In 3.5 years, our country is taken. How come there's no news conferences? Why ain't there any news conferences? Our country's tanking. Our country's in crisis. Where's his news conferences? But he has to show up for the debates. The networks knew that this was going to be a disaster, and they couldn't put that fact check in there because it might have showed worse. It might have showed worse. Very calculating move. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. So thank you, Superlex. Superlex 1. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. I don't know. I get a little crazy, folks. I like to have fun. I like to address certain issues. I'm just not a Guido that was around gangsters. I think I have a somewhat educated view on stuff, and I'm very observant. I do have a brain injury also, if you haven't noticed. But I like to have a discussion and with good people in here. I mean, there's thinking people and, that have eyes to see and ears to hear. And, I mean, I've been around a lot of con artists in my life, running around gangsters or just people that, con artists, get a curveball over here. It's like, yeah, you see all this slippery stuff. I mean, you don't even have to be in the mob or stuff like that. You just know slippery when you see it. Conning and tomfoolery and flimflammery. You can see that, after 3.5 years or 1 month or 7 days. You can observe that as a reasonable thinking person, being somewhat cognitive and observant. And you could see that. How much over and over repetitive. Well, that's why you haven't seen the guy. That's why he campaigned from his basement. And he's been trying to do it with smoke and mirrors, sold us out. And now there he is, folks. Live debate. There it is, folks. There it is. He's not even making the decisions. Who? When you see this debate, one should ask themselves, he can't be making executive decisions. Who are the freaking advisors around him? That's where the next thought should come. You think they're going, no, Joe, what should we do on this? Oh, Joe, what should we do on this? Who are his advisors in the cabinet? That's what we should be wondering about also. He's a puppet for this party. And it got exposed. So we know that already. Who's making the decisions? Who's making the decisions? Good question. Look at his cabinet leaders. Look at his advisors. So when he was making all these bad decisions, were their advisors going, that sounds like a good idea, Joe? Yeah, come to think of it, maybe there's a panel, a cabinet of 7. Yeah, what do you think, Tom? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. What do you think, Sally? Yeah, that sounds like a good. Who are these people? Google it, you'll find out who they are. Appointees that will all be removed when Trump gets back in. You see the head of the monster, but you don't see all the tentacles underneath that are actually calling the shots. Marxist shots. Marxist, socialistic, communistic shots. Check their papers. He's a puppet. He's the sacrificial lamb. Where's Carmella? She don't even want to come around where Carmella's like, no. No. How come they didn't put Carmella on the ticket? They tried to scramble at the posting. He's got to go. He can't bow out. And they could just concede. They could just concede and give it up to the Republican candidate. The water's already under the bridge. The water is already under the bridge. Mr. Burden, listen, bro. We got to get America straightened out first, okay? Then we'll start talking about Europe and everything else. When Trump was in here, we were cool with everybody, okay? When Trump was in, his foreign relations and his foreign policy was fine. Everybody snapped out of it pretty quick, and Trump was calling the shots with the foreign leaders, okay? All right? Wake up. Sleepy Burden. Hey, we got Sleepy Biden. We got Sleepy Burden in here. Hey, Dub, he had those same eyes before the last election. I want Lord. We got foreign policies. We got border policies. Yes, we got all this other stuff. I want to be able to have my food budget last instead of eating macaroni and cheese the last week of the month. You see, healthcare is such a political football because there's so many variables to it. That's why I see in these comments, healthcare. You want to unravel healthcare. There's no uniformity, as there might be in some other countries. There's so much other stuff melted into that stuff. So I can't address it here because I'm already sizzling, okay? That's all. Superlex, wow, shocker. That's how they afford free healthcare. And but healthcare, I don't even have any house insurance, none. How can you afford anything anymore? School them, Dub. School them. Well, we got a good class in here. We got one class clown, but it's always nice to have a beastly burden in here. We got a class clown in here. Welcome aboard. You've made 8 comments and you haven't said anything substantial yet. Anything else? LOL. Trump was attacking our allies. Listen, our allies, they got to start footing the bill too, because we're done putting up $400 billion in all these accords and treaties and NATO. We're done. We're done footing the bill, protecting them clowns. You're going to have to put up or shut up. You're going to have to put up or shut up. Yeah. Forget about Article 5. We've been footing the bill. Biden fell asleep. Your boy fell asleep. And he fell asleep. The only country here, this is what Beastly Burden says, the defense is mutual. We're a superpower. We're a superpower. We've been carrying them all along. For what? Naval bases and military bases. But they haven't been coming up with their share. They have their economies. They got budgets. We go in debt trillions to protect them. They can't come up with a little juice here for us. They can't come up with a little juice. And at the end of the day, they end up hating America. They're treasonous. They're Benedict Arnolds. Go put in an extra shift and get taxed so you can defend these countries that are American haters, Beastly Burden. Okay? Okay? They're so used that, don't worry, America will pick up the tab. 37 countries around the world. Don't worry about it. We'll pick up the tab. And our American workers get taxed. Don't worry. We'll pick up the tab. All these treaties, Paris, NATO, we'll pick it up. That's why Trump said the gravy train is over. He told Mexico that. He told Mexico about the trade and everything else. He told Europe that. They called the next day. They called the next day. They called him up the next day. Let Russia take. Trump had a good relationship. Trump had a great relationship with Putin. They were hugging and kissing each other. They were hugging and kissing each other. He stayed an extra 3 days. The wives got along. Where do you live? Where do you live, in a cave? My thing is that if you cannot drop your prior country flag and pick up an American one, you got to go home. Yeah. America's done picking up the tab for all these countries that are in better economic shape than we are. Just add to the deficit, Beastly Burden. Add to the deficit. No, these other countries got to get their game up. Trump wasn't playing. He set North Korea straight. He set China straight. He set Putin straight. Where you been, in a cave, bro? Where you been, in a cave? Wait, and so as far as NATO, he don't have to worry about the superpowers, because the best defense is strength. Trump showed strength. He showed strength. He ain't playing that bull crap. He ain't playing it. So forget about the Article 5. That all came into swing and everything else because that clown was sleeping. He fell asleep at the summit. Did you forget that, bro? Europa have to pay more, 100%. Yes, Mr. Anderson. Yeah, I mean, if you got friends that live on different streets and they say there's a gang out there and, well, we're kind of weak. Well, all right, I can help you. I can help you 8th Street. I can help you 12th Street. Get on your feet a little. But year after year after year, because now you're in a weak posture, because Biden don't care, so now you're under more of a threat. I'm done paying. We're done. We're done paying. We're done. Just write the check. Americans paying more taxes, and these other countries, somehow along the line, they don't even go with the treaty. It's like, who cares? It all gets melted in, and we can't even unpack that. All you know is that it's safe to say that we've been on the bad end of that. We've been on the bad end. And then what Sleepy Joe leave over there? 11 billion in Afghanistan? That debacle? Ukraine debacle? Israel debacle? Come on, bro. What do you live in, an alternate universe? We have a real big show, folks. Russia wants Ukraine for Kiev. It's a religious season. If you don't get it, go look it up. Putin wouldn't have made that move with Trump in office. Come on, folks. He didn't make it when Trump was there for 4 years. How come none of this stuff was going on during Trump's regime? How come none of these wars were going on? How come this wasn't going on under Trump? I don't know. Oh, geez, we just got lucky. We just got lucky. Just like he told North Korea. Just like he told North Korea and China. You want to play? Let's play. No. They can screw up all they want over there. They could screw up and do whatever they want. The fact of the matter is, they got to get it together, bro. That's all. We got military bases all over the place. It doesn't mean that they're like extorting us. They're extorting us that, well, you got military bases strategically to protect some of these countries and blah, blah, blah. So you just got to keep that cash flow going. It's starting to look like extortion. So take your Article 5 and wipe it and everything else. It's extortion. It's extortion. Where's our military base now? Russia. Where's the military bases now? Israel, Ukraine. Probably going to be 3 more because believe it, Biden knows he's on their way out and they want to leave a mess. It might be a bigger mess by the time they get out. They want to leave a bigger mess because they're pissed off after the debate and everything else. Yeah. You know what, Beastly? You gotta go. You're a straight up knucklehead. You are a knucklehead. The democracy is over here. I'm gonna be communistic like the people you're supporting. I'm just gonna turn communistic and get you out of here because that's what you're defending. You're defending that. So I'm gonna give in to your beliefs and bar you off of here. So you win. You win. Go to sleep. I don't have any more diapers to give you. Yeah, they're just another robot. They got nothing to stand. He saw something on the news and he's just clinging to it. He doesn't know the guts of it. He doesn't know any backstory no backstory. They just hear this and go, oh, I'll just hang my head on that. I'll talk to the truth serum and say, oh, what about that? He don't even understand it. He don't even know how to approve it or disprove it. I could say I could give him an argument, but there's not even a counterpoint for that. I was going to tell him I could give you a counterpoint. There ain't one. There's not even a counterpoint to it. I was going to try to be fair and say, well, there ain't one. This is so black and white that I don't want to try to put anybody's mental faculties or what the hell's going on in their head. But that's proof of the dumbing down of America. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Exhibit A, Beastly Burden, classic example of the dumbing down of America. Beastly Burden. Thank you. Court adjourned. Take 5 minutes. Go get yourself a soda, a coffee. Just ran out of coffee because I can't afford anymore. $7 a damn jug. It was $3.50 already. I'm eating ramen noodles and macaroni and cheese because of this bum. If Putin is pulling this World War III nuclear war, he ain't that crazy. You know it, Superlex. What about this? What about that? What about this? No. Then they want to throw fear-mongering in it. They want to throw fear-mongering in it. These are the oldest ritualistic tricks that have been implemented to gain control of the psychological thinking of a population This has been studied by theorists and scientists in the 40s, in the 50s, old newsreels, the manipulation and brainwashing. Then when media came and TV got stronger, but more than the paper media, then it was more impressionable, because now you get hypnotized by the waves of the TV and you're vulnerable and you're going, yeah, he's right. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I live real good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're tanking. Yeah, everything seems fine here. This stuff has been studied, psychologically speaking. And they can use that politically. Marxism, communism, socialism. Yeah. What would happen if Trump got elected? You will see. If anybody wants to write up a bet or a contract, beastly burden, go to my Facebook page and let's and get a third party. And I say the wars will be over in 30 days. Trump gets in president, Trump gets elected, the wars will be done before his inauguration. You bum. Forgive me. Forgive me about that, bum. Get your fighting weight up. Dub. That's my guy. I kept him in here for a long time, but now he's just, maybe he was trying to say something legitimate or not, or maybe he just doesn't have the tools, but then he was just trying to be cute, bye-bye. I'll give you a shot if you're really trying, but then it just looked like he couldn't hang, and then he just started throwing anything. I was like, what are you gonna do? It's fun, Dub. I hear you, bro. Thank you guys for coming in here, helping me out. It feels official. I've just got this mic from the thrift store, like for $2. It seems like I think better. It's a talk show. That some salty folk is always is always fun to have around. We like fun. I know. Yeah. God bless you guys. I'm not a tough guy. I'm not a tough guy. I try to be a spiritual guy. If you watch my show, I try to raise up and motivate people. Forget about politics. Forget about the mafia. And we just have to, in our own lives, and it's hard economic times. And you know what also happens during hard economic times? Proven fact that mental health, because people are under stress and there's more divorces, there's more breakups, there's more violence because people are under stress, and relationships break down, psychologically speaking. A person doesn't think they're good enough in their ability to provide, and it causes psychological stress that, during these types of times. So that's why the Dems are starting to go, listen, Mary, we got to rethink this. I'm already working 2 shifts at the factory. We hardly see each other, and we're still hardly making ends meet. We might have to take a shot with the other guy. It can't get any worse. Well, I think you're right, honey. Well, yeah, it can't get any worse. Take a shot. Take a shot. That's all. Psychologically speaking. So, where you from, Mr. Anderson? You from, you already told me? Norway? Or I get some people from Anderson. That was a harness horse race name. In harness racing with the horses, Anderson is a prominent name. They said what? Trump would be 82 and Biden would be 87. That 5-year difference took a big toll on Joe. Jeez. Biden or Donald looks pretty well preserved, you know. But I don't know what else we got, folks. Help me out here. You know, I know I make it look easy, but you know, I struggle. Denmark. All right. Welcome here. This is an international channel. Where are you from, Dub? I want to know where my people are from. Is that all right? I can ask that from you good people. Where's my good people from? Where are you from? I don't want to sign off already. You know, my charge. Okay. Northern states. All right. Well, the whole situation is sad. Trump is not a perfect solution. I can't believe I'm defending the guy. Well, can we just have the gas prices go down and the food prices go down? I mean, can we just get that? You know, whatever all this other stuff is. I ain't had a steak in 3.5 years. I can't even buy cold cuts anymore. Peanut butter and jelly, macaroni and cheese. I had to junk my car. The Boohoo Sonata. Ave Maria. The Truth Serum knows about classical music, rock music, soul music, country music. Can we just close the damn borders? Would that be so hard? Close the borders. Who can't wrap their head around that? Close the borders. What? It's not rocket scientists. I'm trying, Supra. I'm trying. You know who all the border patrol's in favor of? Biden tried to lie. And this is what happened, folks. This is what happened. I did want to make this point. I wanted to make this point. Biden, with a straight face, said, and we got all the support from the border and all this and that, boom, 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 bang, bang, bang. The leader, after the Post, CNN even showed this. After the debate, the Post debate show, the border entity, the border agency, it's late, folks, said, we all support Trump. Biden just got up there and just threw that up there. They were going to have it all done. The veterans are homeless in the streets and the illegals are staying in 5-star hotels. This is facts. Our poor veterans. This isn't stuff you have to fact check. This isn't fact Monday morning quarterback. They're going to do. Why didn't they do the fact checks on the show? Because it would have looked worse. CNN knew that. They know that. Insane. Fentanyl. I went down the first wave. I was doing drugs on 1/18/14, 10 years ago. I was the first wave. I was on life support for a year. I went down to the first wave of fentanyl that came through the border. It's my fault. I'm responsible for being stupid and everything else, but I'm done after that. I don't take Excedrin. I don't take anything now. Thank you, Jesus. But I've been clean for 10 years. I don't mess with anything. I don't care. It's pouring in. It's pouring in to the country. All the overdoses. What president does that? You don't have to fact check this. This ain't stuff that you got to fact check. Economic growth in this quarter. They might both Trump or Biden might slant 3%, 4% here or there, plus or minus. You can fact check these types of things that could have a standard deviation plus or minus of 4% or things like that, where there could be a standard deviation of a window. But this other stuff is just fact. It's just flat. It's just fact. There's no fact check on it. It's quite obvious. 100,000, or what did they say? 100, 200,000 fentanyl overdoses. They got the stuff. They got the New York State has machines that has Narcan in it. You could get these little vending machines or something that has Narcan in it. They're like telling you to do fentanyl. New York State, probably most Democratic states. Well, now that all the fentanyl has come in, well, here's a thought. Close the border and stop the fentanyl from coming in, and you wouldn't need Narcan that will revive a person when they overdose. You wouldn't need that in vending machines, Billy. How about closing the border and stopping it from coming in? And what are they going to do? They're going to register all the illegal aliens that will vote Democratic because they're staying in 5-star hotels. What are they going to do? They're going to register all the illegal aliens in October so they can all vote Democratic because they're getting $2,000 a month in food stamps. They're living in hotels better than normal. They got room service. Really? Vietnam vets in the streets. The other wars, the more current wars, them veterans. Then he screwed up the facts about the VA. See, the Democratic strategists already knew the points that Trump was going to speak on, and they told this clown, rebuke it with this, whether it's even the right numbers or not. That's why they didn't fact check in real time, because it would look worse. It would look worse. That's all. It would look worse. They try to do that little chess game, but CNN did a great job. I give credit where credit's due. They've had enough. And how long can you support a guy like that? 3.5 years of bull crap, and then he fell apart on live TV. Well, then they just said, well, hold the phone here. We gotta speak unbiased now. We gotta just speak reality now. Their ratings have been plummeting for 3.5 years when they've been defending the guy. They had enough. Jake Tapper was telling harder questions to Joe Biden. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Crazy. Yeah, so I appreciate the late night show. Thank you so much for the super chat. I tell you, I can use it. Believe me, I can use it. I was never a made guy in the mafia. I didn't walk away with a lot of money. You know, I was able to do things because of my academics and stuff like that. But, you know, Lady Saint, you snuck in here. Denmark, thank you, Dub. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate Paul Demery. Thank you for coming in. I know he went to bed. You know, it's a little late here. Steve Abner, all right. Okay, he come in. Yeah, he had a counterpoint, but thanks for coming in. Wiretap, thank you. Thank you so much, Wiretap. New York Jets, thank you. Wiretap. Sad Boy Maz, all right. Thank you. So Wiretap, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. The New York Jets, thank you so much. God bless you. Believe me, I can use it. Don't let this suit jacket fool you because thank you. Mr. Anderson. Joe Ruffino, thank you, Joe. That's my boss. That's the captain. That is the captain. So I think Michael Mormeal, Steve Reichel, all right. Steven Reichel. I hope I'm saying that right. Mike Mormeal, thank you guys. God bless you and your families. You know, we all got outside lives to live, and we try to rise up, have some abundance, stay in good mental health, have good relationships. We have lives to live. I was given a fifth chance. I came back from the dead. So I want to try to spread some kind of good motivation here also. You talk about mob stories. I'm not a gangster. I was around them, but my mom didn't raise a gangster. No. We were in church school when we were kids. Eddie Love, thank you, man. Thank you, Eddie Love. I didn't miss you, Mr. Love, spreading that love. There was a show in the 70s called Christy Love. Am I dating myself? Hey, you want to date the truth serum? Nah, yeah, you're not my kind. Grow up, Joe. Grow up. Grow up already. You're supposed to be doing a serious show here. Come on, man. Be a little mature. Look at your microphone. I mean, really? Come on, man. Lady Saint, all right. Mr. Anderson, thank you so much, man. I like my community. Maybe we don't agree on a lot of things, but, DMX, you come in here. You think you're going to sneak in here the last minute of my show, David BMX? My fifth subscriber. God bless you, Dave. You've inspired me. We need to rise each other up. I know I only had 6 subscribers in 6 months. And Mr. BMX said, you know what, Joe? Just keep going. You're doing all right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We could be confident in things like that, psychologically speaking. But validation is nice. Your spouse knows you love them. Tell them. Well, he or she knows I love them. Tell them. Honey, I might not have told you lately, but, you're doing a great job, honey. Maybe we've been busy, trying to make ends meet. And, honey, you're doing a great job. It goes a long way in marriages and relationships. It goes a long way because people, a lot of times in psychology and relations, people feel that they're not appreciated enough. I could be thinking I appreciate her, but words are powerful. You're going to have to communicate words. So I don't know how we got off. Well, I love you guys. So I'm communicating to that. You give me confidence. I need confidence. Everybody does. You could have knowledge and everything on that, but you need confidence. Psychological, emotional. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Come back. Thank you, Dub. See, it keeps me going. I've done more videos in 2 years than any channel out there. With nothing. I don't have a studio or anything. I got a bad light, but I do it. I do it. If that's what I got, I do it. I'm still confident. And I believe I'm the best talk show host out of there. Is that being pompous or egotistical? No. I try to be a child of God, that I'm from royal DNA. You're from royal DNA. Be confident that you're the best. I do my show because I'm confident. And I like to talk to you people. And I have good stories. I'm going to do the other one, I got, that's confident. You know what? Dub, man. Dub. God works in strange ways. Because for Sunday, okay. For Sunday, I was going to go try to do a little Sunday show because people like mob stories. They don't like biblical stories. I understand that. But the angels came and brought me back from the dead a lot of different times. But I was on life support for a year. But I want to give recognition. It might make some of the mob viewers run away, but I have to be true to my spiritualism because I saw the angels and demons when I was dead. It's real. This is spiritual warfare. And I want to give some certain key scriptures. Key scriptures about the Old Testament, the New Testament, and how the heck can we follow the 10 Commandments? That would be impossible. We can't. Even a thought is a sin. How can we follow the 10 Commandments? Jesus paid the tab. Jesus paid the tab. It doesn't give us a green light to go rock and roll and says, well, my tab is paid, because they know it's in our heart. How do we get off on that? How do we get to that? You know what, folks? I've told 450 mob stories. I get more excited when I talk about spiritual stuff, because I was raised Christian. I went through all the stuff. And then when I was dead, it was like, then when I came out of it a year later, I was like, there's angels and demons. Yeah, there's angels. Well, if you were wondering, Joe, after 50 years, well, yeah, these principalities are real. Angels are real. That's not even a debate. Maybe Sleepy Joe could disregard it or something. But thank you, Mr. Anderson. But I like that. I gotta start dedicating Sundays to spiritual stuff and going back. I've took notes. I have notes that things I want to touch upon, because some people think it's important, some people don't. But if you think there's all there is just this earth and this physical essence, and the unseen world is more powerful than the physical world. And how do we suffer from that, or how do we take advantage of that? We'll save that for Sunday, folks. Oh man, thank you. I like, I live alone here. I get cabin fever. I need interaction. I have the same struggles as everybody else. What the heck? You turn 60, now I'm old, reflect. I've been blessed, in different things. So, you start looking at things, but we can look behind us, but don't have regrets, because you still have a chance. So you still got to look forward. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, but if you keep looking behind you, grasshopper, the frog that keeps looking behind him will not be able to jump and hit the lily pad. When he jumps, he'll land in the water. You can't look. We can learn from our mistakes, but forge ahead. You can't dwell in what if this and what if that. I should have did this. I should have did this. As long as you're breathing and have air, you can still prosper and keep looking ahead. And when you leap, you will hit that landing. And then you'll leap again. I wanted to be a preacher. Holy cow. From the debate to frogs leaping on lily pads? What's going on here? It's getting hot in here. All right, folks, my charge is going to burn out on the thing. I don't have that power pack. So I thank everybody again that I thanked before. I'm going to tell this other story. My godfather was I'm talking about Jesus, and now I'm talking about my godfather being a hitman. I got some crazy stories about some jobs that he was going to get, convoluted stories, but and then some of the fixing of the mafia fixing college basketball games. And that's that. My thing is going to power down. So thank you. God bless you all. Thank you for the super chats. Be the kings and the queens of your world. Don't give up. Put up that spiritual armor. Politics and everything. You got to prosper in your life. Stay strong in your thinking. You'll get there. God bless you all. Thank you, folks. Thank you.